Welcome to another episode of Johnny Talks Football. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get to it. But before we start talking about things, let me just say I love college football in November. It's the boiling point of the season. No team is safe. If last weekend taught us anything, it's that no team is safe. This isn't Survivor. No team has immunity. Everyone is vulnerable. So let's just start with the upsets we had. Nebraska upset Michigan State. Nebraska struggled all season to close out games. And to be honest, if Nebraska would have just closed out all the games they've had, they could probably be only a one-loss team. They probably still wouldn't be in playoff contention because they would have lost Purdue by 10. Because that was their worst game of the year last week against Purdue. So, if Nebraska would have closed out games, it could probably only be a one-loss team. Oklahoma State showed no mercy against TCU. Trevon Boykin, 4 interceptions in that game. Probably ruined a shot at the Heisman Trophy. We have Alabama just shut down Leonard Fournette. Probably ruined his Heisman chances or hindered him a little bit. And it probably opened up Derrick Henry at number 1. To be honest, my top 3 rankings right now would be Derrick Henry, Deshaun Watson, and then Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette is going to have to get at least 150 yards each of the last couple games this season in order to have a chance at that Heisman. Because if Alabama keeps winning, I just think Derrick Henry's going to take the Heisman now. Now, I know Leonard Fournette's probably been the number 1 guy to take the Heisman for the last couple weeks now. But what Alabama did to them, they exposed his weakness. They shut him down. And it probably ruined his Heisman chances or maybe squandered it a little bit. But I still think Derrick Henry would take it. If the trophy had to be handed out today, I think Derrick Henry would still take it over Fournette and anybody else that's going to probably try to make a case in the last couple of weeks of the season. So let's get to my rankings now. Number 1, Alabama. 2, Clemson. 3, Ohio State. 4, Baylor. That's my top 4 right now. It could change next week. Like I said, no team is safe right now. Every team's vulnerable. It's November. Everybody better be on their heels or else they're going to get a big L. And no, I was not calling you guys losers. I would never do that to you people. You guys are great people. None of you are losers. Just know that. First 4 out, Oklahoma State, Stanford, Iowa, Notre Dame. Now, I think one of those teams can sneak in if they have one of the teams in the top 4 lose. Like Oklahoma at 9 in my position could upset Baylor, and if they win convincingly enough, they could squeak up to the top 4. Setting up Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, probably for a spot in the playoff. Number 10, I have LSU, 11, Florida, 12, Utah. Now, those 3 teams could have a shot. But with Utah, I don't think they have the talent to compete with Alabama or Ohio State or Baylor or even Oklahoma State. I just don't think Utah has the talent to be a playoff team. And Florida, I know you beat Vanderbilt, but you only beat them 9-7. To be honest, I would have put Florida a little outside the top 12, but I just don't think there's enough teams that have the talent enough to be pronounced better than Florida. So that's just my Week 11 predictions. We have teams trying to stay alive for the playoffs, or for a shot at the playoffs, I should say. We have teams that are trying to fight for a spot in a New Year's Six game. We have teams fighting to go to a bowl game. So here we go. We have Pittsburgh and Duke to start. Now, we all saw it. Duke should have beat Miami 2 weeks ago. And I think Duke is going to actually come out and win this one by 7 points. I think last week against North Carolina, it was kind of an emotional game for them. Coming off that heartbreaking defeat. Probably Duke got cheated out of the game. That's probably how they felt. I think Duke's going to play with anger in this one and win by 7 points. Georgia and Auburn, I think Auburn's running is going to make the big difference in this game. I don't see Auburn throwing it a lot in this one. I see him just pounding the football, just pounding the rock. I like Auburn to win this one. Washington, Arizona State. I like Arizona State to win this one. It's not going to be that high scoring, but I think it's going to be average. I think it to be about 28-24. Kansas State, Texas Tech. Now, I did have Kansas State at first because I realized Texas Tech probably does not have the worst defense in the Big 12, but probably all of college football. But I thought about it again, and I thought Texas Tech's offense will score enough points against Kansas State to win the game for him. So I like Texas Tech in this one. Michigan, Indiana. I think Michigan's going to win this one, but Indiana will not just sit there and take the loss. They will make you work for it. We saw that last year against Iowa. We saw that against Ohio State. Indiana will make Michigan earn this victory. I think Michigan will only win by 6 points. Memphis and Houston. Now, many people thought Memphis could have snuck into the playoff, maybe be a playoff team, but last week against Navy, it basically ruined their chances of that. So I like Houston to win this one. I think Houston's going to pull it out in the end. I just think Paxton Lynch is going to actually have a bad game in this one because Memphis is coming off that emotional loss against Navy. I like Houston in this one by, I'd say 8 points. Arkansas and LSU. Now, I like LSU to recover from that humiliating loss against Alabama, but Arkansas will not just sit there and take the loss. They will make LSU earn this one. Arkansas always makes LSU have to earn the win. I think it's going to happen again. Arkansas's running game will probably just pound the football, because Arkansas's running game is pretty dominant, but I like LSU to win this game. I like LSU to actually not be able to clinch this one till the fourth quarter. Now, Oregon-Stanford, same thing here. I think Stanford's going to win. I think the running is with a big difference, but Oregon will not just sit there and take the big defeat. They will make Stanford earn this one. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to have a good game. He'll make a case for the Heisman. Oregon's speed will probably not be good enough for Stanford's talented defense. BYU and Missouri. Now, there's been a lot of controversy about Missouri the past couple of days. Those players protesting because of the Missouri president. But as we learned a couple hours ago that the Missouri president resigned, and I think if that didn't happen, I think Missouri was going to actually forfeit this game. But whether they're on strike or not, I think BYU is going to win this one. Whether it's actually a forfeit after all or not, I just think it doesn't matter. I think BYU would actually win even if they played anyway. I just think Missouri is just struggling this season. They're just not able to find their identity this year. Washington State, UCLA. I like this one to be a close one. I think UCLA is going to win this one at the end. I like UCLA to win by 3 points. Alabama, Mississippi State, probably the game of the week. That's not Oklahoma versus Baylor. I like Alabama to win this one, but Mississippi State is going to make Alabama earn this one. They will make them earn it. They will make them prove that they want to be a playoff team. They're not going to just let Alabama run all over them. They're going to make them earn it. I like Alabama to win this one in a low-scoring game, probably 20-14. Alabama wins. Now, finally, the game of the week, Oklahoma versus Baylor. I actually like the upset. I think Oklahoma's offense has more talent than Baylor's offense with Baker Mayfield, Shimon Pirine, Sterling Shepard. And Baylor is probably going to struggle in this one because of the young quarterback. Hasn't really played a big game. I think Oklahoma is going to win this one by 4 points. I like it to be a high-scoring game, but in the end, I like Oklahoma to win this one 52-48. That's kind of a weird score, but I think it's going to be something like that. Lots of high scoring, lots of points. Oklahoma will win in the end. Anyway, I don't really have a viewers challenge this week. We haven't had one in a while, but I would have done like 200 views for a singing video, but it would be the worst thing ever. Nobody would see it, so there's no viewers challenge this week. Although it'd be nice to get some more new viewers. I just want to see, I'm just trying to expand throughout the country. I just want people to try to notice me. Anyway, that's my video. Have a good day, everybody.